Hi everybody, what's up? My name is Juan. I am just one reader. I haven't been posting any videos like recent reads, updates, or wrap-ups lately because I'm currently in the middle of two very long reading projects. I'm reading It by Stephen King, which is really long, and I'm also reading A Brief History of Seven Killings by Marlon James, which is not only very long but very complex and very demanding. So I'm reading both of them, and I will not be posting wrap-ups or recent reads updates in a while until I get through with both of them. But I do have a book tag that I wanted to do. This is the rapid fire book tag, which I don't believe I have done previously, and I was tagged by Serenity Dawn from the channel The Story. I will try to link her channel down below, but I always forget to do so. So in case I do forget to link her down below, go and check her out. The channel is The Story. So I believe the goal or the objective of this particular book tag is to answer the questions very quickly. That's why I haven't really seen the questions previously or thought about them. So let's just jump in. First, ebook or physical book? Physical book always. Paperback or hardback? I prefer paperbacks, really. They're more practical, but hardbacks are sometimes more beautiful. I probably own more paperbacks though, and they're cheaper. Online or in-store book shopping? Well, okay, don't think about this too much. I buy most of my books online, but I'm always in a bookshop. I'm always inside a bookshop. Everywhere I go, I'm always looking for bookshops. I love browsing and being there, but being realistic, online shopping has more options, particularly for me because I live in Mexico and the books that I read are not really available always in Mexico. That's why I always shop in Amazon. But I love in-store book shopping. Trilogies or series? Maybe series. I don't know. I don't really know. Heroes or villains? Neither. I prefer moral ambiguity always. A book you want everyone to read? Oh God. A book I want everybody to read. I don't know. This is really, really tricky. I just can't think of a book right now. I'm blank. Just think of one of my favorite books from, I don't know, The Shadow of the Wind, maybe. Because, that has a little bit of everything for everyone. Recommend an underrated book. A book that is underrated. Let me think of the books that I've read so far this year. Maybe I will say Irlanda by Espiro Frere or Fever Dream by Samantha Schweblin. They're not really underrated. Or maybe the Blue Girl by Laurie Foos. The Blue Girl by Laurie Foos is not very popular, not as much as I think it could be, and I think it's a really great book. The last book that you finished. It was a series of unfortunate events, book 10, I think. The Slippery Slope. The last book you bought. The last book I bought was probably a book on psychoanalysis or psychiatry, but in fiction, I think the last book I bought would be Invisible Cities by Italo Calvino. The weirdest thing that you've used as a bookmark? I always use bookmarks. I am not like a Neanderthal or anything. I'm kidding. Used books, yes or no? Absolutely yes. They're cool. Top 3 favorite genres. Literary fiction, fantasy, and mystery thriller. Is magical realism like a genre? I think that magical realism could apply as a genre. So I don't know. Maybe magical realism, fabulism, fabulous fiction, maybe. Borrow or buy? Always buy. I never borrow books because there's no there's library system here that you could borrow books from, so I always buy my books. Characters or plot? I always like a combination of both. I am not a very character focused reader or plot focused driven exclusively. If I had a book that has a great plot but characters that I don't connect to or don't really care about, then my experience is not really good. But if I have a book with great characters and the plot is maybe sacrificed a little bit, but we have great dialogue and great insights, and we get into the mindset of these characters, I still enjoy the book very much. So maybe I am more of a character reader, maybe. Long or short books? I like long books, but I really appreciate books that can be short and still be amazing. And I think I started thinking a lot about this a couple of months ago when I read Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin, which is a perfect, fine, special, amazingly well-crafted novel. It's a masterpiece in my opinion. Everything about it is fantastic. And it's only a couple hundred pages long. So that really showed me or that really taught me to appreciate a book for its succinct prose and for its quality and substance over how long it is. Although I do love long books too. Long or short chapters? I really prefer short chapters just because of my attention span, and I'm very hyperactive, so I just need to move a lot and stand up and do stuff in between chapters, so I prefer short chapters. Name the first 3 books that you think of. Oh my god. The Origin by Dan Brown, because I really want to read it. The Book of Dust by Philip Pullman, because I also really want to read it. And 100 Years of Solitude, just because. I don't know. Books that make you laugh or cry. A book that made me laugh, Miranda Hart's Is It Just Me? And Bossy Pants by Tina Fey. I have never laughed so much in my life. And a book that made me cry, I'm not really a crier in general, just in general. A book that made me really emotional would be, I don't know, I would say The Bone Clocks by David Mitchell. It's not a book that made me cry, but the last section in that book is so bleak and so depressing and so horrifying that I was really moved and really worried and really depressed. So it's not crying, but it's like a very sad, bleak kind of affect. Audiobooks, yes or no? No, I don't like audiobooks. Well, I couldn't say that I don't like them because I've never used them. I just don't do audiobooks. For some reason, I just don't really think of audiobooks as reading. I mean, I don't know why. I might be wrong. This is just my opinion, but I just don't really see audiobooks as a reading experience. I think of it as a storytelling experience, which is fine. It's equally valid and equally cool. I just don't think of it as reading, and I don't know if I would ever pick up an audiobook, honestly. Do you ever judge a book by its cover? Yes, every single time. It's not the defining element that makes me pick up a book, but I am a very visual person, so of course I love covers. Favorite book to movie or no, book to movie or book to TV adaptations? Book to movie, because I don't really know what to answer here because I just haven't seen all that many book to TV adaptations, so I couldn't really say. So I prefer book to movie adaptations because I've seen more of them. Movie or TV show, a movie or TV show that you preferred to its book. Lord of the Rings, Angels and Demons, can't really think of one right now. Yeah. And finally, series or standalones. I read more standalones than I do series. I only read series when I am absolutely invested and when I have a connection with the characters, and that's why I don't really get that much into series or trilogies. And I do prefer standalones. I think they are cleaner. I think they can give you a more like rounder experience, if I'm making any sense whatsoever. I just prefer standalones for some reason. So that's it. That was the rapid fire book tag. Thank you very much for tagging me, Serenity Dawn from the story. And who am I going to tag? I'm just going to tag everybody because I don't really know who's watching this. I never really know who to tag. I also think this tag is a little bit old, so chances are if I tag someone, they've already done it. So I'm just gonna tag you if you're watching this. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.